Hi guys, it's Isaac from Why I Play here with another Genshin Impact video. Today we will be looking at the Hilichurl Index, or the value of every enemy on the map in terms of resin. Farming enemies is a big part of my Genshin Impact experience, especially when I run on resin. I love to run around the map killing enemies, right, to get extra artifact XP, Mora and character XP while testing out builds and just having fun in general. I also collect a mountain of character ascension materials. After farming for a while, I started with some questions about the value of my farming itself. How much is one Hilichurl actually worth in terms of resin? How much is one Hilichurl worth in comparison to one large animal slime? Right? And how much is one Hilichurl worth compared to one elite enemy, let's say an X-meter churl? To answer these questions, I decided to convert the value of every enemy I kill into a common currency, which is the resin. Using the values available in the game, we can do some math to figure out that one resin is worth about 3,000 Mora and 4,300 character XP that's already invested into the character. Next, I went data gathering by killing enemies. I killed enemies in the morning, I killed them at night, I killed them while raining. Also, you didn't have to, and I put all the data that I got in this Excel sheet. 5,740 enemies were killed in the making of this Excel sheet. With all this data that we collected, we can now convert each enemy killed into their respective resin values. So for example, one Hilichurl here is worth 40.1 Mora and 19.5 character XP for each character on average, which gives us a total of about 0.03 resin per Hilichurl kill. This chart shows you the value of each enemy in terms of number of Hilichurls. For example, one Hilichurl is worth 1 Hilichurl, and one Saisin is worth 1.855 Hilichurls. The chart also breaks down the rewards by color. The blue part shows the character XP that you can gain by killing a Hilichurl, and that it is 57% of the Hilichurl's value. Right? The other 43% of Hilichurl's value comes from the Mora that it drops. For elite enemies, I have also added the average artifact XP gain in red. Now, generally speaking, you can see that elite enemies are worth about 6 Hilichurls of value, while the bigger ones such as Eye of the Storm are worth about 10 Hilichurls. Artifact drop rates are pretty consistent from world level 6 onwards at around 11%. So if you're wondering how I got the values for the artifact XP for the elite enemies, it's from our video that you can check out in the top right corner of the screen, right, linking to my world level 6 artifact drop rates video. From this data, I found some very interesting stuff. Number 1, farming pays off in the long run, but it's not a quick process. If you kill all 234 elites, you get about 65 resin of value, right? This is assuming you also kill the 600 or so normal enemies that hang around them. Alright, but that works out to about 22 resin value per hour, which is not bad, but it's of course not comparable to doing domains, which takes you 2 minutes to spend 40 resin. I have also designed a route that includes about 1,000 normal enemies and incorporates your artifact routes, right? So this works out to about 93 resin in total. If you're interested, do subscribe, right? I'm working on it and it will be out soon. Number 2, the XP gain from enemies matters. Despite popular belief, the XP really adds up over time, especially if you do a lot of farming, because all 4 of your characters are gaining this amount of XP. All of my characters above level 80 have gained XP simply from farming in the open world. Right, even my Chongrin has gained more than 10 levels simply tagging along when I feel like I have an empty slot and the other 3 characters can hold the party's weight. Right, but keep in mind, if you play in co-op, right, you will lose XP on 2 of your party members because you only have 2 party members out on rotation. And also, if any of your characters are already max level, they won't be gaining XP. So just remember that before you tome your characters up to level 90. Number 3, elites are not the only farming option. If you're just starting Genshin Impact, if you'll only be playing for month 2, maybe the artifacts and your main characters are not leveled up to plus 20 yet. So yes, you want to focus on elites. But after a certain point, there are certain elites that are so inaccessible, such as this Ruin Hunter, right, on the mountain, that you might as well go for easier camps, such as this 6 Hilichurl camp on the east side of Gurien Stone Forest, because overall the XP that it gives you is worth more than the artifact XP that you can get from the elite enemies. Of course, if you don't have concerns about time, you can just farm everything, but I know some of you have work, right? Some of you have school, right? I have work, I have lots of work. Since you stayed till the end of the video, here's one bonus point for you. Artifact farming is actually even better than enemy farming, and you can easily work your artifact routes into your enemy farming routes as well. For example, this point here off the island of Salt Terrae, right, it gives you about 23 Hilichurls worth of value. Right, this very famous grotto that everyone goes to, if you farm the grotto and everything surrounding it, you get about 56 Hilichurls worth of value. Even this waypoint here at Stone Gate, right, will give you about 8 Hilichurls worth of value for like basically 0 effort. And furthermore, if you go to Dragon Spine, right, these points have a higher chance of giving you a green artifact rather than a white artifact, and those are worth twice the value. Of course, some of these points take at least 24 hours to spawn, but sometimes I can't keep track, so I just go back and see if they respawn. You'll notice in my video I didn't talk about weapon ores at all, right? That's because weapon XP is really easy to get, and you only take about 23 days to max one 4-star weapon from level 1 to level 90, right? I've covered this in my previous video as well, right? So unless you are a whale or you happen to have pulled a lot of 5-star weapons, you don't really need to worry about this. And in fact, every week I just convert 20 ores in order to get the Battle Pass objective. Right? And I'm still fine, all my weapons are still fine. All in all, farming can be really fun as well as beneficial for your progress in the game, especially if you're a free-to-play player. But remember not to burn out, right? Remember to just farm as much as you enjoy so you can keep going it, and while we're waiting for new content to release, you'll have something to do at least. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video to the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Right? If you like what I'm doing here, do remember to like and subscribe, right? It will really help me continue to do what I'm doing. This is Isaac from Why I Play, and I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, I'll be farming some slimes.